Good morning, everyone. I'm happy to see so many of you seated here today and really excited to know that we have hit another new record this year with the number of attendees. Building on top of what Chris and Thomas have shared earlier about the different stages of digital transformation, I think many of you are sitting here right now thinking, what stage of transformation is my organization at right now? Well, different organizations are going to be at different stages. And no matter what stage you may be at, your organization is able to apply the science of where. And the science of where remains your digital language, your fundamental digital language, which connects everyone and is for everyone. It provides this framework where you can use advanced analytics to understand and to manage our world within an organization and even between organizations. Now, WebGIS, as what Chris has shared earlier, that's the engine behind the application of the science of where. It's a fabric that connects everyone, a system of engagement where people using different devices are able to connect to their organizations, to connect to the community, and to connect in real time. It supports quick and easy access to information and introduces new ways of communication and collaboration through the use of mapping that adds on layers of context to the engagement. So this morning, I'll be bringing you through two major enhancements that Esri has made on their platform. And these two enhancements revolve around the concept of engagement and collaboration. Okay, so Chris showed earlier about WebGIS enabling community engagement, about being able to connect to the public and gather feedback from them. So now this is about standing up a GIS and setting up a particular initiative within a single site. And within this site, you're able to manage all the little community interactions that you require to push that initiative forward. It helps you to communicate with citizens and at the same time be able to source for their feedback. Now, this has taken a form of a new product that's called ArcGIS Hub. It rides on top of ArcGIS Open Data, which makes available easily searchable information. It also brings together all the web applications, the story maps, the Survey 123 apps, and all the features and data that you already own or have created into a focused website that drives a particular initiative. I think the best way to describe this would be to show a demo of a site that I've created. This site that I've created is based on the initiative of fighting off diabetes. As our PM has shared in his National Day rally, that it is a point of concern right now that he would like to reduce occurrences of diabetes in the population. So you see right here, this is the site that I've created. And as a program manager of fighting off diabetes, I would first like to inform the public, why is there such an initiative? So these are the statistics that I got from data.gov. And as you can see, in 2004, 8.2% of the population is suffering from diabetes. And this number has grown in 2010 to 11.3. I don't have the latest statistic, but I believe that the figure has gone up. And one of the ways that you can prevent yourself from getting into this condition is to change your eating habits. So it goes on to show the public how you can eat healthy and the 4 steps to eating healthy. And in line with that, where is the place that I can find healthier dining options? So if you were looking for a place for dinner later on, you can simply type in your location and it will locate it, and these are the outlets that are available for you to have healthier food. And when you click on it, you can see the restaurant and the location where it's at. And this website actually links to the other applications and Survey 123 apps that you may have already created in your organization. So by clicking on Explore, it will open up a new tab that will bring you to a web application that gives you more information. Now, I've already preloaded the web application, and this is an app where the users are able to interact with it and find out more information. This is a story map, so it links to a beautiful story map that tells you about how you can eat healthily. And this is where the program manager wants to find out the profile of the people that may be looking at this website or may be following this initiative. So here, what I can do is I can open up a link to give some information about myself. So this is a survey that we have created to to give some feedback about our age, our weight, and our height to assess the risk of diabetes. And there's a section on informing the public on the upcoming events that may be of interest to them. And here's the part where I can search for data. And this is not just any Google search. This is a specific search on the data that is particular to diabetes, to eating healthy, or to even finding clinics where you can do screenings. So at this point in time, someone would be very interested in following up with this initiative if they found that they are actually at risk for diabetes. They might want to click on follow so that they can get updates on this initiative. So it's a little bit small on the screen, but you will see that the pop-up says you need to be signed in to do this. So by clicking on the sign in button here, you will see that I'm able to sign into this initiative using Facebook or Google. So you don't have to remember another username or password. Now I hope after the demo that everyone is excited about this new product as I am. And you might be thinking, now it seems that it's going to take a long time or it may be very complex to set up. I was also very skeptical at first, but after trying it out myself, I must say that the product team has really done a very good job in making this as easy as 1, 2, 3. So for those of you who is interested in learning how to set up a site, I do have a technical session in the afternoon where we'll show you the steps to set this website up. Now the next new thing that I'm going to talk about, and it's something that many of you has been asking for, is what we call distributed collaboration. So as you can see on the left-hand side, in the past, individuals used to work in silos. But with digital transformation, more and more organizations are finding efficiencies and productivity in collaborating between teams and within departments of an organization. And now as we move towards the right, organizations are finding efficiencies in collaborating with each other. Distributed collaboration is exactly what we need to enable and support this new era of distributed web, GIS, and interconnected systems. So in essence, what it means is a trusted collaboration that's being set up between a number of portals. With a workspace set up, different portals within an organization can share data with each other. It can be set up to send and receive, or it can be set up to send data in unidirectional. This can also be set up to send out information with other organizations, with an external portal, or with a public-facing website of an organization. Now this presents numerous opportunities for government agencies and private organizations to collaborate with each other. And one of the ways this can be set up is between two enterprise portals of two different organizations. So it could be two government agencies working together on one project, or a ministry sharing out data to their stat boards, or in the private sector, it could be a holding company that is trying to share out data with its subsidiaries. It can also take the form of an agency or an organization that's trying to share out data with their public-facing website. So using the same trusted collaboration, data that is stored and maintained within my network can automatically be synced to update the data that is on my online and public-facing site. Now this slide summarizes what I've talked about earlier, where an organization that maintains 1,000 layers may share a subset of their data to another organization, and then this organization may then again share out another subset of the data to their online portal. It is a one-time setup, and it ensures that each portal has close to updated information real time. And extending further on this, there's another pattern where this can be set up, where content can be rolled out from multiple portals to a single central portal. So this concept is a NSDI sort of concept, where a national level agency can collect and maintain a spatial store of data within Singapore. Now, as you can see, the possibilities are endless and only limited by your imagination. I've only described a few scenarios, but there's so many more that you can apply this to. So for those who are interested, there's another technical section in the afternoon that will show you how easy it is to set up this collaboration. So you might ask, what does this all mean to you? Well, the two major enhancements that I've talked about are focused on collaboration and engagement, which is what Esri has been promoting all along. They just simply made it easier for you to apply the science of where and more accessible for everyone. My colleague here, Abhijit, will now be showcasing some equally exciting and noteworthy improvements made in various ArcGIS components this release. Abhijit.
Thank you, Sharon. So ArcGIS capabilities are advancing. I would like to go deep on just a few of these to give you an insight. Today you will be in sessions and you will meet a lot of friends here. So try and you will understand how they are utilizing the science software in applying to building their location strategy in their organization. So mapping is going through a transformation process, and here I'll give you an update on whole series of frontiers. We're moving from a static world to a smarter connected world where we can integrate data over real time, connecting everyone and applying advanced analytics and visualization for better understanding and sense making. Our work in 3D is also improving the capabilities for supporting the 3D across the entire platform. In the 3D space, we now consider GIS as a common 3D platform for visualization and analytics. It brings in data from different sources, going from BIM and CAD into GIS, going from LiDAR into GIS. This is extending the language of maps into the language of 3D GIS work. I'm really excited about ArcGIS Earth. Now you can easily explore any part of the world with ArcGIS Earth. You can work with a variety of data, like either the data can be 3D or 2D, including the KML as well. You can display your data, sketch place marks, measure distances and areas, and add annotations. ArcGIS Earth has everything you need to easily understand the spatial information so that you can get the full picture. Moving towards the spatial analysis, a lot of new progresses in the web-based analytics, new tools for spatial statistics, like being able to do the vector analysis in space-time cube. This is a big step. The integration with science through the R integration and the ArcGIS API for Python, these two are very powerful tools to connect us with the other community. Then the model as services. So if I make a cool model builder model, I can effectively right-click, send it over to my enterprise server, and immediately comes alive with a service that other people can use. So this is going to change how we share our tradecraft in the spatial analysis world. Insights. I'm really excited about this product. How many of you have explored Insights before? I mean, we did. So we found it's a really interesting way to do the spatial analysis using browser. Insights for ArcGIS is a product that we released earlier this year. So it provides a whole new way to do the spatial analysis in a very intuitive and interesting way, doing visual and interacting with the data. So academics often call this exploratory spatial data analysis and visualization. As of today, it works with ArcGIS Enterprise, but with ArcGIS Online, it's coming soon. In Insights for ArcGIS, you can take any kind of database you have, for example, SAP HANA, Oracle, SQL Server, or even Microsoft Excel, and explore them in terms of space-time pattern, charts, graphs. So this will open up the GIS community, not only allowing to do your work faster and better, but also sharing your work with other colleagues in the other fields. Now, shifting gears to the big data side. On the big data side, now we have tools to make the geoprocessing and the spatial analysis faster, and also scale out to the hundreds of thousands of observations, or even millions of observations, or tens of millions of observations. Using the GeoAnalytics server now, you can do space-time work that we could do only in desktop in the past at scale. So doing the space-time analysis and also the hotspot analysis. On the raster side, or the image side, large amount of raster data, like tens of thousands of raster data can be processed using the raster analytics, leveraging the distributed computing mechanism and parallelizing the processing. So common task of image processing can go on at scale, be almost immediately delivered using the WebGIS platform. Closely associated with the big data is the real-time analytics. Here, reading through the high-velocity data streams, supporting the notion of monitoring and alerting. So this is a commonplace now for many organizations, and they have become real. Using the Geo Event Server, now they can monitor their asset over real time. They can monitor their vehicle on the ground, and they can manage different events as well over real time. And the improvements has here that we have made scaling it up. That's one of the big and exciting things. We used to be able to do until last year was like hundreds or 10,000s of observations per second. Now the system can take thousands of observations, even tens of thousands of observations or millions of observations. So that it's kind of, you can analyze your connected cars and analyze those streams in over real time. ArcGIS has been designed as an open platform. It's interoperable and standard compliant. We work closely with OGC and other standards. As Thomas explained, the exciting news now is the recently OGC approved the Index 3D Scene Layer, what we call I3S, and the Scene Layer Package Format Specification, that's known as SLPK. And also, we do closely work with the other COTS product. You just get ArcGIS, you get other COTS product, you plug in together, and they start working. And ArcGIS is also designed to be open. We open source major components of ArcGIS in GitHub. So I see a lot of developers, they always look for the GitHub sample code. Sometimes they create some sample codes and they share in GitHub for the other people to use. ArcGIS apps is grouped into 3 different application families. The apps for the field, such as Collector, Survey 123, and Workforce. Apps for the office, where your management, your stakeholders can see the different KPI that you have set up using the operations dashboard. And apps for the public, for the communities. You can create a beautiful story map, what Sharon just shared with you, and you can share with them so that they can get some insights about the data. ArcGIS apps also, it supports the workflow. The design is not just to have a cool app, but with a connected app. So different apps, you plug them together, you create a streamlined workflow, and they start working. So one of the example is the field operation optimizing. A field operation workflow integrates all stages of processes from planning through the coordinating field officers, navigating efficiently, capturing information in real time, using Collector or Survey 123, and finally back to the office where we can monitor the different activities and report status of the work to our executive team. As you can see that for each of the stage of this workflow, there is a particular specialized kind of apps available to accomplish the task. Now my favorite for today is ArcGIS API for Python. I just love this one. I tried after this year's user conference and Esri UC. So what is ArcGIS API for Python? Is something that enables the scripting and automation of your enterprise GIS at the command line level. You can build script, or you can use the Jupyter Notebook. So Jupyter Notebook is a tool that scientists use at the past, but now it's going to be the commonplace for all of us. We can take advantage of the Jupyter to run our ArcGIS API for Python commands. The ArcGIS API for Python gives you a gateway to easily access the big data tools as well from your ArcGIS enterprise. So by combining it with the other powerful libraries such as pandas and the visualization capabilities of the Jupyter Notebook, you can extract a lot of values from your data, whether the data is a big data or is a small data. So now I'm going to show a little demo here. Are you ready? Okay, so I'll be using ArcGIS API for Python to perform the spatial analysis, content management, uh, using a simple and expressive language that every one of you, not just the developer, can understand and use. So I'm not a developer and I really like it. So I just built this app for you. ArcGIS API for Python can run anywhere you have Python. It really shines in the Jupyter Notebook. The Jupyter Notebook is an open source browser-based application that lets you create and share your document with that contain live codes, visualization, explanatory text, and maps using ArcGIS. So let's see ArcGIS in a notebook. I just brought first the ArcGIS API in my notebook, connect to my ArcGIS. Your ArcGIS can be ArcGIS Enterprise or your ArcGIS Online. And with the writing of the 3 lines of code, I can bring the live map of Singapore in this Jupyter Notebook. Isn't it really cool? I mean, I really find it really cool. Okay. On a separate notebook, I'm going to execute the big data analytics. So actually, in the Jupyter Notebook, you can also search the different contents that you have in your organization, and you can also add some layers within it. So here, I'm going to add one layer called Community Clubs in Singapore. So on top of my base map, I can add the layer, and I can just see the details about it by clicking on that particular point to get the more information, just like a kind of pop-up. So now let's move on to a separate notebook that I'm going to execute a big data analysis using the Jupyter Notebook and taking advantage of ArcGIS API for Python. I'm an analyst from a transport agency in Singapore, and I need to submit a report on monthly basis that my management has asked for. The report is going to be the most traffic congestion in Singapore at a particular day, at a particular time of a day. So we have a layer that with the slowest speed recorded at different segment of the road, and data comes in and refreshes in every 10 seconds. So when I open that data in my ArcGIS Pro, I added just few layers, and I hardly see any kind of pattern because the data is too much and it's noisy. So using the power of the GeoAnalytics server tool, we execute the aggregated points using the hexagon bin in my Jupyter Notebook, and we can get the result output like this, and then we can also render the data. So the dark bins means like all those areas which are the traffic is moving slowly, or the most traffic congestion is on that particular areas. So it makes sense, like executing the data like 10 million data, and it's over like 2 or 3 minutes, taking the advantage of the GeoAnalytics server and the distributed computing mechanism and storage. You can get the output in Jupyter Notebook. You can share this notebook with your colleagues so that they can run and they can get the output as well. Isn't it really exciting for a Jupyter Notebook? Okay, so as a GIS professionals, with the help of the science software, I would simply say that we have some new opportunities to contribute to our organization and also to make difference to this world. These are the few of the examples we have, and later at the end of today, I'm also going to show you that my top 10, my favorite top 10 improvements across the ArcGIS platform. So please be with us and see the exciting stuff. Thank you.